Welcome guys to another Age of Empires 4 cassette game. This time we have Demu with us, playing as the Mongols in the color purple. And his opponent playing as the Holy Roman Empire in the color red. It is Revain. Man, Revain, it's a really cool name. We're already having some barracks, so we're gonna see some action. I'm wondering if he will be able to harass the Mongol. Usually the town center is in range of everything, but looks like he will have an Uvu opportunity. Probably thinking also like, hey, you're gonna tower rush me? No, I'm gonna tower rush you. This is like that kind of thinking. Like maybe he's gonna attack me. I don't know if Demu plans to do that. He's not the type of guy that really wants to tower rush. He's a really defensive player. He does play really well. I haven't seen him playing in a while, so I'm glad I found this match. But anyway, Revain already there with the spearman, looking for some action. Sure, Revain, such a cool name. I don't know if you agree with me, but it sounds so cool. Like it just has a swing to it. You know, it's not like Mama. It's like it's a freaking dog name, right? To be honest, you can use it for dogs, you can use it for small kids, for women, for men, for whatever. It's honestly the name they put me when I went to work for Ubisoft, and I told them my real name, which is Mauricio, and they told me, hey, I actually cannot pronounce your name. It's in China, by the way. So it's like, I'm just gonna call you Mama. And I think, you know, silly name, but easy to remember. Easy to remember. But now that I think about it, Revain is much cooler and also easy to remember. Look at that. Stone working in favor of Demu already. We're having some Dark Age action here. 3 spearmen. It's 2 against 2. We're gonna be having a couple of more spearmen. Now the Mongols got a little bit of a nerf. So in this situation where you really need the double protection, it's gonna be a tough one. Kang already there. Well, you're thinking about buffing the attack speed of the Mongols. Looks like Revain will keep pumping units. The really the important question is, when do you stop pumping units? Because if you stop before your opponent, and then your opponent just keeps producing units, then your aggression was for nothing, right? Like, you did nothing but just, you know, you lose the fight. So you need to keep creating. A double Mongol already out. These guys produce fast. And our Revain needs to run. And the good thing about this is that they can run. They really can run. The Holy Roman Empire doesn't skip the legs day. And in this situation, like, your move speed is like really valuable, because if you don't want to take the fight, you just run and they cannot catch you. So that's really good for you. 9 spearmen are already there for Revain against 7 from the Mongols. It's like them will need to keep pumping units, but at the same time, looks like he's kind of stopped with that. Have some wood for some units left, as he's also mining some gold, thinking about the age up, which is really dangerous because it basically means that you won't have enough units, or perhaps you do because you get 2 for the price of 1. Revain also thinking about aging up very fast. 8 villagers on gold, and looks like, you know what, I'm just gonna pull back. I have pretty much equal army numbers here. This is a game where who produce more units, it ends up losing the game in its case, because then your opponent goes to the feudal age. Then you have spearmen that you cannot really make so much use of it because there are archers out there, and you know, that's just the way it is. It's the kind that doesn't have the arrow for the move speed, so these units are eventually are gonna catch them. 1.31 tiles against 1.25 tiles per second. So eventually they're gonna catch them, and they're gonna pinch their ass. They're gonna pinch their ass. That's how they're gonna do it. Aachen Chapel already there. Gonna wait a little bit so that you can have that upgrade. At the same time, Silver Tree on the way for Demu. But Aachen Chapel already there, and the first upgrade you see, it is Hardened Spearman. Still gonna wait for 10 seconds. It's gonna be taking the fight. Unfortunately, he loses the Spearman. And somehow, this was worth it for Demu. He managed to get the upgrade, but it's a little bit too late. At the same time, Man-at-Arms are already on the mix for Revain. Demu just gonna be using those Spearmen just to get some value out of those. Now the good thing about this map is that the wood, it's on the back, is not protected by the TC. So you kind of have to make like a wall or something here, otherwise your wood economy is just gonna get blocked. And because you're using the Aachen Chapel, you want to put your villagers here next to the wood line so you can also get the gold, and you know, that's just a really good spot. Looks like we're gonna see some Keshiks. No, never mind, this is archer range. We're gonna see some archers going up for Demu, and Silver Tree already moving into position to start trading. Meanwhile, Revain already with some units ready to block the trade. Does he know about the trade? He doesn't know about it. He smells it, and he's just pray for the best, and we know the trade is here, so he's gonna be very happy to find out. Now the scout already arrived here, so there's a possibility that the scout actually blocks the Silver Tree from deploying, and that is very annoying. And indeed, the Silver Tree got blocked, and now Demu needs some units to deal with that. Silver Tree not gonna be able to deploy now, while Demu sending all his units back just to deal with this. That's really unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. I love this biome, guys. I love this biome. I wish I see more desert biomes here in the game. We only have very few ones. Archers are already there for Revain, so Spearman gonna be having a tough time. Silver Tree finally deployed. Meanwhile, archers also there for Demu. It's gonna be pulling back for now. They're not gonna engage. Numbers for Demu looking really good, but there's plenty of archers already there for Revain, and there's mostly spearmen here, so not the best unit to deal with those. Not the best unit. We see a couple of archer range out for Demu. Looks like he's gonna be very heavily invested into the archers, and so does Revain. Does have a couple of archer range, and actually not a couple, 3 archery range, so he's even more than invest on this unit. And also farms coming up for him, not gonna be needing to go out in the map, and all this, you know, 40% gathering buff is just too much. Let's take a look at the income per minute. Already having plenty of food economy and wood economy, and it's just gonna get nastier and nastier. Demu without any trader yet. Looks like he's waiting to having, you know, enough units to defend the trade. Otherwise, you're just gonna put the trader, and probably you're gonna lose it if you don't have the army to defend it. We're not gonna see any Keshiks from the Mongol player yet. Meanwhile, Revain going there for another attack, and the problem is he does have some man-at-arms on the mix, which is really annoying. No +1 range armor yet, so this +1 range attack that comes from them, it will come really handy in this situation if they decide to engage. It's like he's pulling back for now. He sees the army, says, yes, that's an army, sir. And probably will think about getting a blacksmith soon. No blacksmith yet. There you go. Blacksmith coming soon. And probably +1 range armor is gonna be the... It's gonna be +1 range attack. He actually cancels his eco upgrade just to get +1 range attack. +1 range armor going up for Demu. And looks like he's feeling pretty confident about his position. Although it is mostly... There are plenty of spearmen here, which are not the best, but numbers looking really, really good for him. Meanwhile, the first traders are already out. They start booming on the back, and the Keshiks are gonna start into the mix of the composition of Demu. Meanwhile, blacksmith. +1 range armor coming really soon, but not there yet. Demu probably sees it and says, actually, I'm gonna engage. Man-at-Arms just tanking all the damage. That's a good thing about having those Man-at-Arms against those archers. Like, the only thing you can do is just run. Because these guys are just gonna tank the damage. And at the same time, the archers of Revain are just gonna be dealing a lot of damage to those archers. And that's a dead end. And looks like Demu is gonna lose his archer mass. Just a handful of Man-at-Arms, just enough to just not doing any damage. Unfortunately for Demu, this is a really, really bad fight. More archers coming here. Looks like he had the rally point there. Was trying to defend his archers as much as he can, but looks like Revain will remain here with 40 archers. And now not everything is lost for Demu. He's doing the transition to the Keshiks, which is definitely the right move. But you're gonna need a lot of Keshiks, and for that you need a lot of economy. Trade, only 5 traders so far, so it's not really the best. Let's take a look at Demu's vision. Does he have some outposts there? Not outposts on the trade route. Potentially think about putting one here just to protect the villagers. There you go. Outpost coming here. And Demu in a really tough position. He just lost his army, and now Revain is going with 48 archers and a couple of Man-at-Arms. What can Keshiks do against 48 archers? I'm not really sure about that. But they're pretty damn good against the Man-at-Arms. Now they're gonna be serving as a mid shield for now, but 2 is just not gonna worth it. And Revain is just gonna keep pushing here. Wheelbarrow just coming for him. 4 working for Demu, doing plenty of damage. Actually, sending a single Keshik managed to absorb a lot of damage from those archers. Unfortunately for Demu, he doesn't have any Keshiks now. Emplacements in this outpost are already here, so they're gonna be dealing quite some damage to those archers. Meanwhile, Revain are already there with more farms. And meanwhile, Demu, plenty of production buildings, but very, very little economy here, especially the food. The food is the main big issue. Just have a couple of deer here, and that's pretty much it. Is he gathering the boar? I don't see the boar. That's the boar. That's an unfortunate position as well for the food location at Demu's base. Khan comes again. And at this point, maybe thinking about some pastures. Just to get the sheep going here. Only 5 traders on the field. Not gonna be producing more. Otherwise, he won't be able to defend it. And Revain just getting more blacksmith upgrades. Just gonna be deep diving into the outpost. And not enough unit for demo yet. Only 18 archers. Just not gonna be enough. Attack speed arrow is there. So these units are just gonna be attacking really, really fast. Like, he cannot take the fight, but at the same time he has to, because that's his only food resource he has for now. Meanwhile, Revain has 780 food per minute. And this is farm economy. This is mostly farm economy, and Demu doesn't have that yet. He has to go out for those food resources. He does have some berries here, but berries is just not the best food you can have. I think we can all agree on that. Now man-at-arms are starting to get into the mix of Revain. More farms coming here. I'm probably doing a big switch. Where's the gold? There you go. Probably thinking about doing a big switch to the man-at-arms. Archers working to some extent, but not quite there. Especially when more Keshiks are about to join the field. Uvu here in the big stone. Finally gonna get some passive stone. Meanwhile, the latest of the blacksmith upgrades is already arriving for Revain. +1 melee attack. As well as the latest eco upgrade. He's already living the time of his life in the field age. Meanwhile, Demu is struggling for food. Keshik out. Spearman nowhere to be found. There you go. Managed to snipe the Spearman. Nice micro coming for Demu. And the Keshiks are just gonna deal damage to the archers, but they're not exactly the counter unit. They don't do extra damage to archers. They do very good against them. But they're mostly tanking units, man. If you want to do a lot of damage to archers, you need a horseman. But, you know, it's a really tough one. It's a really tough one. Villagers gonna be garrisoning here. Now the good thing about Demo is that all this time he has been fighting under the outpost. And probably more outposts is what he needs. Whenever you see a lot of archers, just put more outposts and they won't be able to deal with that. More units coming from the Holy Roman Empire. This is the holiest time for him, and it looks like he's doing a very fast transition, heavy gold units. And I don't know if that means Castle Age or just build more man-at-arms. And looks like it's gonna be the man-at-arms. A couple of barracks are already there. I don't think he's looking for a Castle Age yet. Otherwise, he will extend the game. And he already have definitely some advantage here. And especially when you're dealing with a trade, you don't want to wait too long to make your aggression. Plenty of archers there for Demu, but it's not gonna be enough when the man-at-arms come. When they arrive, it's gonna be a tough one. There are not enough Keshiks to deal with the man-at-arms. Meanwhile, let's take a look at Demu's trade. Already 10 traders so far. Demu doing a really good job at protecting the trade. He knows how important this position is for him. Even if he has bad fights, he still... That's a long distance one there. He still, like, ends up winning because the trade is going. And look at the gold per income for Demu already starting to catch up with the gold economy from the Holy Roman Empire. I already have plenty of gold actually, and looks like the Castle Age is coming for Revain really soon. It's like, I cannot keep fighting like this, we're gonna fight forever. I'm just gonna upgrade my units. And that's where Demo is just gonna be having a really rough time. Regnis Cathedral going up for him. Meanwhile, Demu securing this position with an outpost. Looks like he's going for it, and maybe he smells the Asia. Maybe he smells like, you know what? Probably my opponent is aging up, I don't see his army. Because he wants to save this army to get those upgrades. And you don't want to fight against veteran units. There's not enough food economy for Demu to actually respond with a castle age for himself. So he's kind of forced to fight in the feudal age. As long as he sees the Asia, he will be kind of forced to fight now. And there's the Asia. He decides to retreat. It's like, you know what? I may potentially lose my units, so I'm just not gonna go there yet. More Keshiks on the field. Meanwhile, no granary, no pasture transition for Demu, so food, it's about to run out. It's a handful of berry bushes here. Very little deer. And I don't know if he ended up gathering the boar. I don't see the boar here. The boar was pulled from here to there? I don't think so. I don't think he's gathering the boar. So food is a real issue for them at this time. And veteran C4 archers already there, managed to do a nice charge attack with the Keshiks. Archers, not veteran yet, but he doesn't care. It's like, just go for it. Now veteran C4 archers are already here. A couple of outposts just dealing damage. And Keshiks going for the back attack. Man-at-arms are already veteran, so these guys are just gonna be tanking all that damage from those archers. Still plenty of units for Demu. No +1 range armor for those man-at-arms, but not enough archers as well. Outpost still dealing some damage. It looks like Revain will just spawn those man-at-arms like there wasn't any tomorrow. Knighting on the field. And trade already being harassed. If the trade stops, Demu has no way to come back. We have plenty of gold coming up for him. But it's just not enough Keshiks to deal with the man-at-arms. Crossbows are also there in the mix of Revain to deal with those Keshiks. And even though economic value for both players is very similar, this is not a equal situation. Pal of the Suabia is coming. It's coming here. And with that Suabia, I think Demu is just not gonna continue in the field age. He's 2 ages behind. Man-at-arms are already here, and probably thinking about it this time that trade can help him, but Revain is just rushing the Suabia, and I think with this Suabia it's just gonna end now. Suabia is up, and Demu taps out. Well played by these two players. I'll put a link where you can follow these ones if I can find, and I will see you in the next match.